Hi guys, James here from Sunseeker Southampton down in Swanwick Marina, and today I'm going to bring you a new brokerage listing we're just bringing to market. She's a 2016 Stingher 900 GT Custom Rib. Just spin the camera around, she's here, just been put in the water behind me. Lives on the dry stack here at Swanwick, always been dry sail from new, so no anti-foul on the bottom, and presented, as you can see here, absolutely immaculate boat. She's with her third owner from new, always based here in the UK. She's currently reading around 200 hours running on the engines. Gives the boat a top speed just in excess of 50 knots. Really efficient hull. No steps, it's a solid deep V, 23-degree dead rise angle on the hull. And she cruises very nicely around 26 knots, burning around 40 litres an hour, which is sort of 3.5 miles to gallon, and bring it back to 20 knots and you actually drop that down to about 30 litres an hour combined. So very efficient for a boat of this size. Anywhere in the Solent then really is under an hour's run down to Lymington and what have you. You can see from all angles here, really pretty looking boat. Stingher themselves, built in Italy but designed here in the UK and then rigged here by MRL, the dealers. And it's easy to see really why they're considered to be one of the real premium brands in the rib market. Tubes are Orca impression fabric here with the hex and weave carbon fibre effect, really stylish. You've got these nice Stingher detailing on the badges and these great little carbon effect grab handles as well. Loads of grab handles all the way around, so it feels very secure when you're on board. Obviously loads of synthetic flexi-teak decking here from the bow step working aft through the seats, the deck, and then the aft steps either side of the radar arch. You'll see up forward here we've got a stainless steel spruce anchor. It's linked to a electric anchor winch in the forward locker. We'll have a look in a sec. Plenty of galvanised chain up there, so no manhandling over the deck. And if we just climb on board, take a look through some of the lockers. So up in the nose here, so there's your winch, deep locker, handy storage for fenders and what have you. And then behind that we've got great size for dry bags. Down there is a removable bathing ladder that goes into the starboard side tube. And if you have a look online at my photos, you'll see that set up in place. Then we've got a couple of storage lockers here, either side of the V configuration. Handy for cleaning kit. Storage underneath the floor as well, will take water skis and what have you. The centre section is removable, so that doubles up. In its current configuration this would be a sun pad, and again have a look online, I can show you in set up with the cushions which are in storage at the moment. Otherwise this centre section actually lifts up and you've got a base in the floor there to make it into a table, so you've got a nice little dining area here. And you'll see JL audio throughout, so we've got JL speakers here front and back, and then a Fusion head unit. Now rare on ribs, but making them a lot more practical for family use. Front of the console here we've got a toilet compartment. So it's electric flush, seawater, raw water flushing. Owners added synthetic teak here and there just for a little bit more feeling of quality. And if we lift up the covers here, you can see how all the wiring systems or what have you, all very nicely finished. So yeah, behind the scenes is as good as it is here on the cosmetics on the outside. Nice little opening windows for some ventilation, of course some hooks for wet weather gear and what have you. This is on a couple of good sized gas struts. Just drop that back down. Obviously what we call the suicide seat here on the front of the console. It's a double width console, so plenty of protection for the helm and co-pilot. And if we come around here, you can see the helm. So steering is on the port side. And if we just sit here at the helm, you can see in front of us everything's really nicely to hand. Array of switches here for lights. She's got underwater lights, low level LED deck lights, obviously LED navigation lights. There's a solar panel up on the radar arch giving battery top up when you're not on board. And then up here we've got a DSC Garmin VHF, Mercury's Smartcraft gauges which give fuel readouts, temperatures and pressures and what have you. And then coming across here we've got a Garmin GPS 7412, which is a GPS plotter colour colour display, takes a little chip in here which gives you sonar module as well, so you've got depth on there as well. Then Mercury's DTS fly-by-wire digital throttle and shift, so these are one finger in and out of gear, manoeuvrability very straightforward. We've got things like trim for engines together here, we've got independent trim on the top here, so you get the boat really nicely set up. I say, not being a stepped hull, it's very easy to set this up, really cruising along at sort of 25 to 35 knots, very comfortable. Nice little Italian detailing steering wheel here as well. It's obviously electric assisted hydraulic steering system on the Mercury engines. It's a very easy one finger when the engines are running, one finger lock to lock. And then coming around here, you'll see how these seats work. So this is a KPM Marine Scott seat. They're on a Fox suspension damper down here. You can see they're adjustable tuning depending on the weight of the passengers, and they've got this handy extension on the front as well, which means you can double them up as a standing bolster or the sitting down, and then you've got these wings that really tuck you into the seat, give you a feeling of security when you're underway. And the option on this particular boat was to go with 4 seats, so you've got 4 passengers in complete comfort. Even if you get that snotty short sharp Solent chop, it's a really nice place to spend the afternoon cruising down to Lymington, Yarmouth or what have you. Got these nice little teak side decks here running back aft, just so you don't have to climb on the tubes, as this black can get hot if the sun's out. And then up on the radar arch here, tucked under the sock, you've got a handy little bimini which gives some sun protection here for the seats when you're stationary. Looking aft here, we've got these lovely lift up stainless steel cleats. There's a tank for a pop out deck shower, so it's got cold running water system on board, and you see protective covers on top of the engines just to keep them nice and clean and tidy. Boat was serviced end of last year, early this year, so full service history from new. We've got a removable ski pole here for towing water sports toys, and then if we just pop the locker open here under the back seat, so there's a triple battery configuration for engine starts and domestics with emergency link switch over there, and then we've got fuel filters with isolator taps down the back, emergency jerry can there with some extra fuel, that steering system and deck drains and what have you. So it's a really well thought out boat, which is literally just going on the market now at £92,000 tax paid. It's a great option. The new one's around £145,000. So this spec, she is just about trailerable. She's 8.8 metres length overall, plus the engines, 3 metre beam, and weighing in around 2,500 kilos. So yeah, decent size 4x4 with a double axle trailer. No problem towing this if you'd rather keep it at home rather than on a dry stack, or if you were to anti-foul the bottom, she could obviously live in the water here through the summer. Full folder of paperwork, I say title and service from new, so no problem with exports in terms of proving VAT paid. I say she's on the water here ready to go here at Swanwick Marina. We can arrange surveys and handovers and what have you. Now that restrictions from COVID-19 have been eased, we're able to return almost to normal working with boating very much open here on the south coast. So hope you've enjoyed the look around today. My name is James Lumley from Sunseeker Southampton. If you'd like any further information, my mobile is +44 7747 686 587, or drop me an email to james@sunseekersouthampton.com. Got a whole library of the boat that we can send to you, of course, with full detailed specs and what have you, and answer any questions you have. We look forward to hearing from you.